A USR would respond to an emergency, really depending on the season. Could be line breaks a lot in the summer. In the winter, you could get a lot of CO calls or odor calls. Could be every day to once or twice a week or a month. Safety is such a big part of our role. It's always at the top of our minds, and it's especially noticeable when you're around other people that may not have the same culture as us. In some of our rural areas where we have high pressure mains running down the street, we have to use what's called a farm tap to basically be a first stage cut to drop down to a residential pressure. That way the homeowner or business could have a normal operating pressure off of a high pressure main. On September 21st of last year, I was called out to assist with some light ups after a hit line. I was just about finishing up doing all the light ups when I got another call saying there was a farm tap fire up on Winston Churchill. Upon arrival, I noticed firefighters, police blocking off the road. I was able to get into the scene and walk up, and that's when I noticed the farm tap completely on fire. About 250 pounds of pressure burning like a torch. After you arrive, you basically do a site assessment and you're looking around seeing for any potential hazards. And of course there was hydro lines attached to the hydro pole that the car had crashed into after the farm tap. You know, there's people all around, they're all keeping a distance. But basically everything's quarantined off at that point. So this was the site of the fire. This pole had been replaced here. The car came from this direction and actually hit and folded this farm tap completely over, and I believe it kind of sat over here a little bit when it burned up. This was completely down. It was sheared off on the high pressure side, which is the blue side here. We did have pressure to shut off the valve in front of the farm tap, and you know, everybody has the initial thought, well, maybe we could just do that, but there is potential, depending on the type of valve and depending what you're dealing with. If it were to let go while someone were on top of it with a valve key, there's no way to control at that point, and you could have a pretty aggressive explosion, and it's just not worth it. It's just not something that we do. We'll take the safer route. The decision was made to blow down the system, and it did take a long time to blow down. You wouldn't think it would take that long, but it's amazing how long it actually takes. It took several hours to blow it down to a point where we could actually get on that valve and shut it off safely. As far as I know, the operator of the vehicle was able to get out of the car safely, and she was very lucky that no harm came to her. These types of situations just reinforce basically your risk tolerance. They keep in the back of the mind that, you know, you got to do things right or things can go wrong. And seeing something like this just reinforces that.